Here's their argument. Doesn't mean it's right. Just because you're fucking all irate doesn't mean you're right. You could absolutely be wrong. And you're going to shut down the biggest job in the area. What? What? Never in my life. That is normal here, bro. That's not normal shit.
It is here, my boy.
I know this place is fucking wonky.
Dream of Californication.
Are you safe?
Oh, man. I already double checked
The connections?
and everything. It should be good unless there's an anomaly.
Bro,
Okay, so-
that last podcast was my favorite too. And it sucks that your camera didn't work on that, man, because I know you're not going to like it now.
Well, it's all good. No, I liked it. I still like it. It's just, shit happens.
Dude, it had the dog in it and everything.
Yeah, it's cool,
That's my dog.
Shit happens.
Dude, and we talked about this, about starting the whole, like, trek through history. I think you're right. We absolutely need the big Pepe Sylvia style map, but I think the digital one is a super dope idea also.
Well, yeah, because that'll keep all the actual notes. You can only have so much on a big poster or whatever like that.
Yeah.
On a digital file, at least I think we'll be able to have a big map that we could scroll into and scroll out of and make it just small like this. We could see the whole thing, or scroll all the way into one little country or even state or little region, and and then we can either have little side notes or something for it or whatever the fuck that we can keep saving and keep accessing and
Yeah.
for whatever we're trying to discuss or figure out, because you could only remember so much.
Yeah.
So, I already forgot pretty much everything. Not everything, but majority of the shit we've talked about already, in all these the last 4 or 5.
I remember the times where I fucked up the most.
I don't even understand, like, the whole fucking up. It's not, bro. We're just talking. That's like you saying, oh, bro, we had a conversation and I fucked up.
Okay, I've done that too. That's what do you call putting your foot in your mouth? That's having a conversation and fucking it up.
Well, it shouldn't if you're with friends. We all
Okay.
say dumb shit around each other all the time.
Yes. But there's always that line where somebody has to look at you funny and be like, "Hey, man, I need to rein you in. As a friend, I gotta let you know that you're fucking up." All right? Like, don't say nothing about my wife again. Whatever it was, right? Like, that shit happens on a regular. Hey, hold on. That time that I went on that tirade about relationships, and it went like super dark, and it was horrible. I probably shouldn't do that because it's a downer, man. That's a buzzkill.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the shit we talk about is a buzzkill, but it's what's going on, a lot. Sometimes you can't just act like it's not happening,
No, and that shit's where my head's at. I'm in some funky headspaces, so it just ebbs out. Used to be I could go in some just change the channel and it's all right, but I've been run out of channels, so it's it'll come out every now and then. My bad. I'll try to keep it lighter than that, man, because that was dark. I honestly believe it, but that's one of those things that, yeah, it could be true all day, right? 99% of the time, that's what happens, right? But it doesn't need to be said, right? Rashad Evans told that one fighter when he was on the Ultimate Fighter show. I forgot his name, blonde hair, explosive fighter. And he was talking about how he's kicking everybody's ass, and Rashad Evans was like, cool, man, but just because all that 100%, but it doesn't need to be said. And that shit stuck out to me because fucking Rashad Evans was right. Sometimes you just don't need to say shit, man. But I talk a lot, and so shit sometimes doesn't hit that filter a lot of times.
It's all good, bro. It's like acting like we're perfect. We're not, you know. We all make mistakes,
bro. But
we all
got
say
it.
dumb shit. You know, we all do stuff we regret. And if anyone says different, they're lying.
So,
you know.
On a whole other event, some funny shit happened before you got out here. Not the cucumber thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think maybe we should just be hush hush about that for sure.
Yeah, no, that was some weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, what was even worse than that was this other shit that happened. Oh my God. So, I got a friend of mine.
Yeah.
That came out to California. Not a resident, right? And he's not even political, so he doesn't follow all the weird, wonky shit that happens in California politically. Mm-hmm. Like in LA, them protesting to keep homeless encampments 500 feet or less from elementary schools, right? I think it was just generally schools, but when you think of, hey, maybe hobos shouldn't be, you know, setting up tent cities by schools, you jump right to the best argument for that position, and that's elementary schools. Can we at least agree that little kids shouldn't walk through homeless camps to get to school?
I mean, let's not act like we don't know what goes on in a homeless camp.
Yeah.
Now, there are homeless people who, you know, on their own, maybe some might be struggling or something. But a homeless camp, for the majority, is drugs are going all around that motherfucker.
Mental illness, drug use.
And to think that it's okay for a child to walk through that environment is fucking bonkers.
It's bonkers. But they were protesting to keep that. And then a couple days later, fucking homeless dude is hopping the fence and he's setting up camp on the fucking football field.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what, especially when they know they got people fighting for them to be able to do shit like that.
Front row seats to the homecoming game, brother.
Right? They can fucking run. California is bonkers, right? This is the same state that a few years ago decriminalized. It used to be a felony in California to know you have HIV, to know you have a positive test. You've had the results, and you're taking medicine or you're not taking medicine, but you know you have AIDS. To have unprotected sex with someone else, there used to be a criminal act out here, and they decriminalized it, right? Mm-hmm. And then, like, 3 years later, coronavirus breaks out, and they're arresting people for potentially giving them coronavirus. Make that shit make sense. It is legal to fucking knowingly give somebody AIDS, but it became illegal to possibly give somebody COVID. Maybe not. They shut the beaches down out here, bro. When I sprinkle my daughter's ashes out here, I had to fucking hike along this one side where the Coast Guard didn't see me, and I ended up getting in trouble on my way back because the beach wasn't fucking open, right? They were arresting people for potentially giving people COVID, but stopped arresting people for giving people AIDS on purpose. That's where we're at. Fucking SFU was protesting, or not SFU, different one, Sacramento. Were protesting white students. They made it so they couldn't go through the front door. They had to walk around the back. And so this guy comes out here, and a female friend comes out later. Female friend shows up. The whole reason why female friend came out here was because she had an altercation. And so she came out here with a black eye. Right? So he brought his female friend out here. You need to come out here. Right? She had a black eye. And then somebody noticed it. Right? In passing. And then all of a sudden, the front office was like, "Excuse me, ma'am. Are you okay?" Are you safe? Are you safe? Right? And then everybody started looking at him like he was a fucking villain. And everywhere he went, the motherfuckers were like, you could feel the energy, bro. Like it changed when he walked in the room everywhere. Right? It was fucking hilarious.
You make a stupid comment or something?
Yeah, because the person really did make a special trip up there as soon as homeboy got away from his female friend and be like, "Are you safe, ma'am? Are you safe?" Because she had a black eye, and it was automatically assumed that this white dude did it.
America.
Yo, I was dying because of all this shit that happened because of it. The service went down for a few days. Like, it was all bad. Hilarious. But that's where we're at. That's this state. This state is fucking bonkers. And I think this is normal for a lot of people out here. I think even the people that see the non-normal shit think that normal motherfuckers have to deal with non-normal shit like that. And they don't. Right? We got other non-normal shit that's normal to us in Vegas that's not normal in Idaho or, fucking Yankton, South Dakota. Right? It's just not. They got their own shit out there that's their kind of, I don't know if it's, interracial or inter-family relationships, right? Where like incest is a thing. I'm sure that's further south, but I don't know. But every place has their own shit that is unique, but is normal to them, right? It's like when you're in high school, you think like every high school is like your high school, and it's not. No other state has to deal with this type of shit. When you went through your safety meeting today, right? Perfect example. When you went through your safety meeting, they had, in case of emergency, we meet here, right? They had the evac plan, and this is where everybody meets. And you'll meet here if there's an earthquake or a fire or a fucking bomb. And then the last one. Do you remember what the last example of something that they would have to evacuate the job site? Building a casino. Evacuate that casino for.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh my God. They test you on it, fucker.
No, they didn't. That was
All
Frank, bro. And
the last thing that they said was something media attention, right? Like negative media attention, like protesting, right? You got a bunch of protesters out there and they're filming and shit like that. They will shut a job site down in this state if there's a fucking protest in front of it. Not a fucking union strike, right? But just protest. They will shut a job site down with protest because of protest. And I raised my hand because I had, in 26 years, I have never heard about it. I've worked in other parts of California. I've worked in New York, and I've worked in Mississippi, right? I've worked in 3 different, and Vegas, 4 different states, right? Doing construction. And never have I heard about that. Never have I heard anybody even mention something like that. As a safety coordinator, I was never privy to this before, right? And so this blew my mind, so I raised my hand. And I said, is that last thing there protesters? And they're like, yeah, it gets crazy out there. I'm like, I work with power tools, and I have hammers. I have tools. I have a razor knife. Like, I'm not worried about somebody without bunk, right? They're like, I don't know. And I had to ask again. I was like, do you think that is normal to shut down the biggest job in this area, to make everybody leave? Nobody's getting paid, or the contractor has to now pay these people to sit on the side in the fucking parking lot while some people are yelling about some shit that they might be wrong about, right? They're fucking, here's their argument. Doesn't mean it's right. Just because you're fucking all irate doesn't mean you're right. You could absolutely be wrong. And you're going to shut down the biggest job in the area. What? Never in my life. That is normal here, bro. That's not normal shit.
It is here, my boy.
I know this place is fucking wonky.
Dream of Californication.
Are you safe?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you safe?
Hey, so I wanted to ask you. Did you have anything else on that?
No, I'm good.
Where do morals come from?
Okay.
Just I don't know. I'm just curious, and I didn't know if you had an idea. And maybe there's something we could try to. Maybe there's a path we could go down and try to figure out the origins of morals.
Well, to figure out the origins of anything, you have to define it, right? Because you have to be able to say the thing that we're talking about is this and nothing else. So you need a definition, right?
Well, I guess morals could mean a bunch of things.
That's why I'm saying you need a definition, because
okay,
piranhas have a degree of morals, right? They're bloodthirsty fucking killers, but they don't kill all the other piranhas.
Yeah.
Unless one of them starts swimming weird.
So technically, in their world, that's their morals.
Well, they don't just murder anything.
Okay.
Right. They help each other out. They share food to a certain degree. So, but
I'm trying
that's
to figure
a
out how to ask
simple
this
animal.
question better.
But when you get into like fucking chimps, bro. So chimps have a understanding of fairness, right? Where if you got two chimps and you give them a task, right? And they do the task, and you give them each the same snack. Say there's two different kinds of snacks. There's the grapes that they fucking love, and then there's these other snacks. I don't remember what it was, right? But it was like a dry biscuit or whatever. And they did the task, they got the dry biscuit. Then they did another task, and one got the dry biscuit, and the other one got a couple grapes. And if they know each other, the one that got the grapes, if the one freaks out, he'll give him grapes. Like, here, you can have grapes too. We can share grapes, right? Which means that monkey understands what that other monkey's going through, or that ape understands what that other ape's going through. Like, hey man, it's not fair. You get the good stuff, I get this crap. He's able to put himself in that person in that ape's position and be like, oh, that's not fair. I'll hook you up, bro, right? Because he's not getting anything out of it. That's altruism, right? That is a virtue.
Altruism is what?
It's
or do I need to look it up?
Yeah, probably should look it up. If I'm not mistaken, altruism is a kind of moral compass. It allows you to make moral or positive decisions for other for not just yourself.
How the fuck do you spell it?
Okay.
Altruism.
Yeah.
Here we go. Altruism. ALTRUISM. The belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others.
Yeah, so you can make good choices, not just for yourself.
Zoology, behavior of an animal that benefits another at its own expense. So,
if you can't describe it in your own words. Or did he give him
grapes so he didn't get fucked up later?
No, because it wasn't about him not getting anything later or right away.
He
gave it
a while to read that fucking definition. Jesus.
So
to heat.
They show this with elephants too and crows. That's why they say crows are so smart, because they'll have like a test
Crows
where
are
like
badass.
there's a box and there's pulleys, and one elephant can use his trunk and pull the box all the way to him and then tip the box over, and there's a bunch of snacks in it. Each elephant has access to a rope that will pull that box to them. And they can muscle it all by themselves and get it over to their side and eat all the food themselves, right? Or they can each work together and pull the box to the center and then share it.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think they opt for?
To share?
Yes, right? So if animals just went on basic instinct, then why would they opt to share?
Because it would be survival, right?
Well, so in the animal kingdom,
costs,
well, in a higher level thinking, there's solitary animals, like foxes and shit like that, right? And then there's pack animals, and their brains are slightly different. God damn it, yo.
Answer is fine. Bring it right over there.
What up, Mike? What was that?
Huh?
Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. Sorry. What's up?
I said, what's up, mijo?
Nothing, man. You're on the podcast. How you doing?
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out when the planes landed.
Oh, I'm not coming out this weekend, homie.
Oh, you're not?
No, sir.
For what, you guys just gonna knock it out and then fucking come on?
We're gonna try to get it done in the next 2 weeks. What do you think? 2 weeks?
Not the way I'm grouting.
Yeah, we're gonna try to bang it out.
Maybe a little suck ass and work on the holiday.
Probably.
Uh,
Well, fuck. We worked. So we probably won't work Monday, but we'll probably work Saturday and Sunday, especially because we just got cleared to do the centerpiece fireplace on premium time. So that might even include Monday.
well,
Do
this,
double time.
Well, this shit I got going on with my throat taught me how to, like, pretty much overcome my gag reflex. If you need any tips, just holler at me.
Well,
I was like,
maybe somebody in the comment section needs to know how to overcome their gag reflex. I got a guy.
yeah.
I'm just fucking around.
Yeah, sure you are. I'm just kidding.
Well, tell your kid because he needs to let me know what he needs from the grocery store.
All right, hey, let me call you back after the show, but I'll let me know if I need to order stuff and then have it delivered, man. I'll just order a bunch of groceries for you guys.
I asked him earlier, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna go later, whatever." I was like, "What do you mean, man? Let me have cereal." He didn't tell me shit, so I don't know.
Yeah, he gets that from me, man. He gets that from me. All right,
Tell the motherfucker
I'll
clean
give
his
him a
room.
call. I'll give him a call as soon as I get off. As soon
Tell
as
him
we're
to
done
clean his
filming.
room, that son bitch.
All right, well, let me know after that, after you talk to him.
All right, I will.
Give me a call or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Later.
All right, later, Mike. Probably should turn this off.
It's all good, man. Shit happens. That's life.
I don't even know how to
That's
turn
what
this
all
thing
the
off.
people say. Huh?
Off.
It's the button that says off.
Airplane mode. That's good enough. All right. Welcome back. I honestly thought that was Tanya. Yeah, so I completely lost my
It's
train
all
of
good.
thought.
We were talking about altruism.
Oh, yeah. So,
Grapes and shit with elephants and monkeys and shit and fucking
yeah,
that.
all kinds of animals show a willingness.
Crows and shit.
Yeah, and they show a willingness to not just hoard everything. Like some people think that animals just operate like insects do, off of just like instincts, right? But I mean, every animal does. We do. But there's higher level thinking. Like my dog dreams when he's sitting there sleeping. He'll like he's dreaming. That's not the action of an organism that is I don't know, with no thought process, but the appearance of, right, in a guise of it to receive treats or whatever.
What are they always getting fucking chased or something? They always seem like they're in distress in their fucking dreams too. You know?
Yeah, but that's fear,
Okay.
right? I mean, if you're talking about just like acting on impulse, that's not fear. fear isn't just it's an emotional state, it's a brain state, but it's also a higher level state. It's basic, for sure, right? But it shows that there's thought there, right? It shows that there's thought, because if you have like a Zika baby or a very low functioning disabled person, mental disabled person,
Yeah.
they're not scared. You boot, and they're not gonna fucking. All right, you could dress like Michael Myers, or you could be whatever, and it's not gonna freak them out, right? But if an elephant sees a fucking like a MythBusters, a little mouse come out from underneath a half a coconut, an elephant's gonna jump back. Like, whoa, whoa,
See,
whoa.
that's weird because I never even thought of that about
Yeah.
the whole, like some people having issues like that, not really experiencing fear the
Yeah.
same way or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
I never really thought of that. It's weird.
So, where it seems it comes from.
Weird or interesting, I guess, is more the right word.
So I think it's been best shown to be part of our hardwiring. So we're not blank slates. When we're born, we're not just a fucking empty Etch-a-Sketch and everything that happens to us forms who we are, right? There's some level programming from day one. Just like how a horse learns to walk right away, that's pre-programmed, right? We have that too. Blind and deaf babies still laugh when you tickle them. Where'd they learn that from? They didn't learn that by seeing anybody, but they know it. Every single culture has the same type of displays of emotions. Anger, right, comes with scowls and loud and abrasive fucking tones and language. And joy comes with smiles and laughter. Everywhere that we've ever seen anything from any cultures, it's always been that. Like I said, blind and deaf babies. A blind deaf baby will laugh when they're happy. Mentally retarded people laugh when they're happy. It is pre-programmed. A blind, deaf, mentally retarded person will laugh when they're happy because it's pre-programmed in. They don't have to learn that. There's a lot of that programmed into us. Problem is, every part of us that builds who we are is a bunch of wobbly little fucking chemicals, right? And so that shit doesn't always work. It goes wonky. So you got people that have that, and you got people that don't. Yeah. Why you ask that?
What?
Where do morals come from?
I'm just curious because I'm just curious, especially nowadays, how it seems like some things are slipping. You know, I'm trying to think of why, and then where do we get this? I don't know. I thought we've always had this kind of weird. Well, I guess you can't always say always because things always change, but something just seems. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old or what, but just something nowadays just seems a little bit different. You know?
Yeah.
There's something in the back of my head that just seems like something nowadays. This is a different situation, you know what I'm saying, than just, another generation, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't. So if you look at
I could be wrong. I'm just saying. It's just from observation.
Like what? What in particular? What do you think is going on what, like a national or a local level?
Well, let's put it this way: how many young kids nowadays are getting into construction?
Yeah, very
a
little.
ton.
No, hardly any. Less than any of the
This
time
goes
I
back
was
to my
alive.
everyone going to college
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
If everyone's in fucking college, who's at the grocery stores, who's at the convenience stores, who's
the people that
building
didn't go to
the
college.
buildings, who's cleaning the sewers, who's fucking putting the internet in your house, who's doing all that shit, who's fucking at the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go down the list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's just seems to be a weird mentality nowadays that everyone's a CEO or everyone's a fucking,
Yeah, but how
go
is
get
that
yours
immoral?
or No, I'm just saying the mentalities. No, I think it all is connected. Careful.
Yeah, my
I
bad.
think it's all connected, you know. But
Well,
what I'm looking into is 20 years from now, from what we got right now. Okay, so think about it. Older, say, the generations. Let's say the generations. Let's say me and your generation is now the oldest generation,
okay.
and now we got everything else below us. Thoughts on where we are. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Where everyone's offended, and we're now a genderless civilization. You know, we're all asexual, and this is where I think we finally turn into aliens. Because this is what's been aliens the whole time is just aliens going back into the past to see where we fucked up, right? That's
Okay. Maybe.
I'm just fucking around, but
No,
you know
no,
what
no.
I'm saying.
No, I know where you're going with it. I get that.
What I'm saying is once all these older generations die off and, I don't know. I just don't understand. The numbers don't add up to me how everything stays intact.
So, there's a couple things.
All the
at play
systems we have here.
There's a couple things at play there. One of them is the machine, the government, the big machine. It's designed from its inception to run slow. That way, if it gets corrupted and starts veering off a track, more corrupted. It starts veering off track. It's not going to do a lot of damage quickly because it's a slow-moving machine, and so you don't just you don't flip a bitch on a dime, right? It's a slow turn. There's plenty of time to either get out the way or put it back on track. Usually what happens is it starts going this way, and then everybody overcorrects, and then it fishtails this way. And we're getting better at it, though. But I don't think that's necessarily a thing about morals.
But okay,
right?
School shootings. Just like showing the that kind of mentality in a kid nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where's all this? What you know what I'm saying? This is what I mean. Like I don't feel like back. I don't feel like that. I don't know. It's a different. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just saying that kind of mentality nowadays, where it's like one a fucking every couple months or whatever the fuck, or
Yeah.
as it being a trend or whatever the fuck it is, where it's fucking a kid loses his fucking shit and just starts killing people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where does that come from?
I don't know. The discussions I heard, one, of course, it's around gun culture, which there's been gun culture for as long as this country has been around, right? 10-year-olds used to go hunting. When my dad was a little kid, it was common to have that for 10-year-olds and 15-year-olds to go hunting on a regular, right?
Yeah.
It was common in a lot of parts of, more parts of this country than people would actually think, right?
Go to
like
any ranch.
most of the country.
Go to any ranch.
Yeah.
The children are fucking. You know
So-
what I'm saying? They know how
some
to
of the
use firearms.
Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily a gun that's doing it. Although,
100%.
well, when you get a gun in your hand,
Yeah.
or when the wrong person gets a gun in their hand, there's this sense of power that is, it's kind of boss, right? Like, you got to keep that shit in check. It's like the excuse me.
It's all good.
It's like the Lord of the Ring movies, right? Where that fucking dude puts the ring on his finger and then, like, it encourages him to do fucking shit he normally wouldn't do. That movie Juice with Tupac, perfect example. Spirals out of control because now he's got this gun and now people scared of him. Now he's got some respect. He's got some juice.
Okay.
And that shit is intoxicating, man. But
What prevents you from walking into somewhere right now and shooting a bunch of people?
'cause I
That's
don't
what
wanna
I'm trying
shoot
to.
anybody.
But that's what I'm trying to get at.
right.
Where
So-
does that come from?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
You
at.
know?
So some people think it's just just having the gun.
Yeah.
It feels like you could just do it, and to a certain extent, there's enough people to say that, all right, that happens, right? We all see it. Like I said, there's a movie about that exact phenomenon, and it's not unknown. And some people are saying that a lot of it comes from the lack of community that these kids are coming from, right? One, they're usually bullied at school. Two, they don't have tight households a lot of times, right? And then the sense of community, right? So you have family, fraternity, and friends, and they're missing like all of that. And so now, instead of wanting to fit in, they've been cast out. So everybody is the enemy. There's that going around. Some people are playing video games. I think that's been pretty solidly debunked, but it does desensitize you. We have a unique culture of excessive violence, right? I mean, just watch our TV shows, watch our movies, watch our fucking cartoons.
But, I mean, what about children that live in a war zone?
Yeah, and they're the
That's
best
real.
rioters.
But that's real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and look at the
Is
issues
that-
they deal with.
Yeah, is that... But, I mean, that's just their lifestyle, I guess. But does that make them... I don't know. That's kind of hard to say
that's
from a
what I'm
different
saying.
country. It's like, does a child living in a war zone make him a fucking, school shooter?
Well, if so, they have ISIS training videos. They used to have them on YouTube.
That makes sense. You're fucking training a kid to be a fucking lunatic.
Okay, but if they're
but-
already coming from these war zones,
True.
all you got to do is give them a little bit of encouragement. Oh yeah, you see all this stuff blowing up? That's these people,
True.
and they'll blow you up unless you stop them.
Mhm.
So let's go stop them together. It doesn't take much, right? Especially when you're in that state of mind, man. You're in that headspace. It doesn't take much to tip you over the edge. It doesn't take much to tip a lot of people over the edge, man. One bad day.
Guess I'm just trying to figure out where we determine what's right and what's wrong.
Well, that's why I want to know what you meant by moral.
Mm.
Because, like, if, I don't know, take anything, take abortion, right?
I don't know if we need to go down that fucking road
Well,
again.
I don't
but
think
yeah.
either side is being immoral in their arguments.
I get it. I get
Yeah,
where people
one
are
side
coming
is
from on both
arguing for the
sides.
woman and her rights,
Mhm.
and the other side is arguing for what they deem to be a baby, especially in light of late-term abortion, on demand, with no reasons given. 9 months, you can just abort it because you don't want to go through the pregnancy. That's on the table in certain states, man. And so the people that are saying, "Hey, that's a baby," they're coming from a moral position. It's a lie to say that they're coming from the position they just want to tell women what to do. That's a lie. Listen to what they're saying. They think it's a baby. They think that a lot of people think a fertilized egg is a baby.
Women
I don't,
will die.
but they do, and they believe that they're fighting for a little egg that's going to grow up to be a little baby, and then a fucking human being that pays taxes and does whatever. They think that, and they're fighting for that, and that's not wrong. What was it? Ghetto Boys, Killing the Unseen, right? What was it? 89, 88? They had a whole song about, because they were anti-abortion. The Ghetto Boys, Bushwick Bill, Scarface, they're fucking Ghetto Boys, and they were anti-evolution or anti-abortion, called abortion clinics Baby Killing Inc.
What if you aborted the next evolution?
Evolution doesn't happen to an individual. It happens to populations.
I know,
There's
I'm
no
just-
such thing as an individual that evolved.
Say the next one. He had the next little like third eye or some shit about to pop out, but nope. Sorry, dude.
Fucking
You're
X-Men.
done. Oh, now we're gonna go another million fucking years. Thank you, science.
Bro, it was a good idea to not smoke before this. I mean,
yeah,
I'm-
but me, it's good because I'm retarded already as it is. So I like to just ask questions and listening.
yeah, I feel like I can't talk well when I smoke. I can't.
The reason why I'm asking about the moral thing is just because I think it's a spider web of where
It is,
our
especially.
issues lie.
So, what is moral is probably the better question to ask. Not where do morals come from, because that could rabbit trail. But what is moral? Why do people think X is moral, right? Whatever it is, or immoral.
I mean,
That's good.
we seem to have a baseline. There seems to be a baseline.
Really? What do
It
you
kind
think
of
that
seems
base
that way.
is?
Okay, I can't kill you. That's a baseline rule.
You don't think Antifa wants to kill every Klan member? Or anybody they
But
deem as a Klan member?
Yeah,
you think
I know,
every
I
Klan
know
member
people
doesn't...
want to, but there's
Yes.
rules that we've agreed on that are good, right? Like, okay, it's good for me not to just walk up to you and kill you. Right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
bad. That's a bad thing to do.
And most of us
Okay,
agree on that.
So I feel like we have there's kind of a baseline in America
Yeah.
of morals that we have.
So,
Right?
on,
There's this
on
little
that...
middle ground. Right?
Yeah, so on that, thou shalt not kill. Right? Commandment number what? 7? 6?
522. Okay.
Right? Only about I think it's like 4% of our population does that shit.
Which one?
4%.
I already forgot. What was the commandment again?
Murder. Yeah, I think only 4% of our entire population does that shit. All right, so we got 320 million people here.
Unless you hate with your heart.
Your whole heart. You gotta use the whole thing. So a lot of them are old and a lot of them are young. So take them out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have a big chunk
Yeah.
that are fully capable of killing somebody, especially with like weapons or like toxins or something, right? So ballpark that shit. Give a conservative figure of 200 million, right? You just wiped off 120 million because they're too old to kill somebody or too young to kill somebody. Being that we've had 12-year-olds on death row and 80-year-olds on death row for murder, 200 million's a pretty conservative number there, right? And now those 200 million people that are at this year in the country that are capable of murdering somebody, will only have what? 16,000 people that will get murdered? What percentage of 200 million is 16,000? Yeah, it's almost nothing.
Do
Right?
I look like a biologist to you? I'm just
All right, Brandon. Right.
It's math, dude.
But when you're looking at the whole picture like that, yeah, it's not a whole lot of people doing the killing. I mean, that's the ones that get away with it. There's a whole lot of attempted shit, right? But that's where you get up to the 4%. Because what is 4% of 200 million?
Something thousand. Something thousand.
No.
I don't know,
4%
dude.
of 2 million. What is 4% of 1 million?
4
million.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
200 million?
Oh, you said 200 million.
Yes. 4%.
Why are you gonna ask me questions? I gotta think right now, dude. That's not a good idea. Okay, for me to have to do numbers in my head.
So you see, it's millions, right?
Okay, cool. Millions. That's the
Yeah, it's
answer.
a whole lot more than hundreds of thousands. So even if the percentage of people that 4% or so that will just kill somebody for stupid shit, like dude comes home and the fucking the dog had muddy feet and left prints in the doorway, and he fucking hauls off and beats his wife and she dies because of it, right? Or his kid, whatever. That doesn't happen that much. In a year, it's about we got on average shootings. It's 30,000 people. Most of them are suicides. So it's about 12,000. The rest of them are like assaults, like real bad assaults, car accidents, shit like that. So you can get that number up pretty high. Not including guns, right? Stabbings, beatings to death. You get it up to what? Maybe 20,000 in a year. People that are fucking killed that didn't commit suicide, right? Or almost killed. Various different ways. And that's not 320 million people in this country, right? 20,000 people getting killed is 20,000. That's a lot. But out of 320 million, right, that's not doing bad. Used to be a lot worse. Used to be a lot worse. In this country, a few hundred years ago, it was worse. In every country around that same time, it was worse. We judge murder on the 100,000 person, right? It's per capita, 100,000. Pre-Columbian in this country was 1 out of 4, right? We've come a long way. We've gotten better. Every fucking century, you can see how much better we've gotten at treating each other, man. Morals change. Maybe that's my moral relativistic understanding of shit, but we're getting better at it. We're still working out the new shit that comes along with our technological advancement, and we'll have to get there while we're dealing with all this other shit that we haven't hashed out or haven't hashed out recently enough for the youngsters to remember. Oh my fucking God, that's a whole other thing. Right? All us old people are too stupid to know that all the shit that's happening now has happened before. But
I think a very bad thing that's happened recently, well, I think it's the past couple of years, I think, is the infinite scroll. Like, say you're on Instagram or something and you fucking see a reel or whatever, like, that you're interested in, but you're not paying attention and you scroll up, you go down a fucking scroll a scroll, and like an infinite scroll, until you realize, fuck, dude, I've been on this thing, I need to stop. It's weird. Like, if you see reels or whatever and you're looking at them, oh, cool, it'll start showing you other ones. It kind of tricks you into keep flicking and watching it.
yeah.
Before you know it, it's a fucking half an hour passes. You've been looking at reels because you wanted to watch one video, and you're on a video you weren't even interested in watching in the first place. Yeah. And that happens to me a lot, dude. And I'm like, oh my God, the fucking infinite scroll. I wish there was like a thing you could click off. They should give that to you. That should be a fucking option, dude, to click that off if it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? But they want you on that fucking social media.
Yes.
So that's how they keep you on there.
Yes.
Oh, you like this little Elvis video? Oh, we're going to show you something that's not an Elvis video, but something that's maybe in the same category. And then it just keeps you on these videos, and now you're just watching random videos that they just spit at you.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough out there in the social media game, bro.
I'm not very good at it. I get stuck in that a lot.
I want to get off Instagram. I want to. I'm kind of struggling with it right now because I canceled my other personal one because it was getting to me, because sometimes I would get into where I won't post anything, and now I'm just watching fucking stories and reels. It's like, well, what's the fucking purpose of Instagram if you're not posting pictures or something, right? You're just looking at it to see what everyone else is up to.
Yeah, but that was half of it.
Blah, 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 blah.
Half of it was posting your shit.
First thing in the morning, you're just looking at what everyone's up to, blah, 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 what's going on in the world, all this before you've even fucking, like, woken up normally. You're already scrolling and shit, you know. Oh, shit, you already know the fucked up shit for the whole day already that's happened in China,
First
Japan,
thing in the morning.
Everything, before you've even woken up, dude.
Hadn't had a cup of coffee.
I don't know. It's
yeah, that's not good for your brain, bro.
But that's a lot of people, including me. I get sucked into it. I don't use Facebook no more. I got off of that. But I've been off that a long time now. I just have the Messenger. Instagram, I have it. I don't really post. I post stories sometimes that are personal. But then I have long stretches of not. But then I'll get in little binges of posting if I'm at like a game or something, or a cool song, or at work or some shit. But for the most part, I used it to post my game photos. But then it turned into me just looking at stories and shit. And I'm like, oh, I haven't posted a fucking photo in 2 months. So it's like, if that's the case, then it's like, obviously that's an issue, and you need to look into just getting rid of it. Because what you're
unplug.
Yeah, or you're looking at stories of people that aren't in your life, really. If they're not in your inner circle, you don't see them fucking once a month, and what's even the purpose of realizing what's going on in their life? You're not in their world.
Why not? Why are you watching TV shows that show that same type of shit about motherfuckers you'll never
No,
know.
I hear you, but that's fantasy for the
Yeah,
most part, and that's that's entertainment. You know,
Okay, but
Um,
isn't anything that's entertaining entertainment?
I guess. I
Okay,
guess I was
well,
just looking at
scrolling
it.
through shit is more entertaining than it's not.
Yeah, well, on a device you have to fucking take everywhere, and it's getting more invasive. I think is more of a problem than a fucking
It is.
You know
I
what I'm
went
saying?
2 weeks. Probably a year. It felt like a year. When I was out here, my company phone was broke, and I couldn't get T-Mobile. I couldn't get T-Mobile to send me one to where I'm at, and it took like 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get my phone replaced. Fucking T-Mobile, son of a bitch. But it was nice. It was nice on one end because I didn't have that. I didn't have any internet connection except for the VR. So I was gaming Onward and Beat Saber. But it was nice to unplug, but I didn't have a way of getting hold of my son and my roommate, and I worry about them. But also my bank and shit like that, bro. Like, I got I had some problems with my automatic bill pay in one of my accounts for my mortgage, and I didn't know.
Don't you find it kind of weird that everything's all digital now like that? Like it seems like.
That was the promise in the 50s.
No, I know, but it's.
Right?
It seems
Banking
like
is
it's
easier.
easier.
It's all easier
It
now.
seems like it's becoming easier also to turn it off if they ever wanted to,
Yeah.
Like now you're more like, how do I put this? Like if you don't have this anymore, you can't function. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have this fucking phone anymore, you can't really function. In
Yeah, it's like a
society,
vehicle. It's like a car.
I'm just not sure if that's the right path. You know what I'm saying? Should
So-
we live in a world where what you're not born with, you have to have, you know what I'm saying, to function in the world? Meaning you have to have a mechanical device, no matter what, to be pretty much succeed in America.
I mean, has it ever not really been that?
Well, kind of, but I'm just saying. I mean, doesn't it just seem kind of weird? Like, you
No.
have to have something that you weren't born with in this world.
No. You go back 500 years. You had to have like some kind of iron device, right? Something smelted. Either it was a sword or it was a fucking hoe or something like that, right? But you had to have that shit. And then you go back further than that, right? You go back to the Stone Age, and the only people that were thriving were the ones that were using the stone tools. They were out competing the ones that weren't, right? So it's been the same scenario. The tech has advanced the culture, and then the culture advances the tech, right? And it's been happening. But what you're describing, I get where you're coming from, because it can go in a very dark place. And I think the social credit is one of those, and it's sold with this flowery language. Like, hey, you don't want like child molesters and Hitler to be able to just live their best life. And so we would be able to shut them down by having the social credit thing, right? And if somebody gets kidnapped, then we find out who kidnapped them, we could shut all their shit off, and it makes people go, man, that's a great idea. We should give the government,
Yeah, but
the ones who lied to invade,
yeah,
right?
and who's in control of the score?
Yeah, and that's such a bad idea because both sides of the political aisle, I think we can all agree that you can't effectively control 320 million people without fucking over some of them. And if you are in control of controlling them,
Well, you definitely can when the whole fucking thing is corrupted.
yeah, that's
You know
what
what
I
I'm
was
saying?
getting at.
Yeah, you know
Because
what I'm saying?
they make money. The government makes money off of us, right? They don't have Fort Knox isn't part of the government. It's fucking a private, right? It's a private organization. Our government doesn't have a bunch of gold. They're not kings. They get their money from our taxes, and they want more of it because they get more in their pockets, right? And they get to do more that we can't stop them from doing when they get to make more laws, right? Out here, Governor Newsom, nobody else was allowed to have their winery open, but his was open, right? And I'm not knocking on Democrats. You don't think Republicans were doing the same shit, right? Yeah, bro. You can't give your ability to live your life over to an agency that makes money off you. It's in their best interest to fuck you over, right? And the government is an agency that makes money off you. So, yeah, maybe not give them a fucking key to your safe. Huh. Novel idea. But a lot of people really believe that the individual needs the help and the resources are with the government. And so they want the government to use their resources to help. What they're not realizing, because they're coming from a moral place, an altruistic place, a place where they're concerned about other people like themselves, that can't help themselves, that don't want a gun and wouldn't pull the trigger if they had one, even if somebody was harming them, right? They want somebody else to make sure that these other people are protected just like them. They're not bad for that, even though the decisions ultimately fuck everybody over, right? They're not bad for why they made them. It's a funky position, but social credit systems have been discussed. It's been discussed by fucking who's the old guy? Not Bezos, the old one, the other one.
Mark of the Beast. Bro.
Yeah, because they helped institute that in India, and it went bad. And China's doing the same thing, and that's not going well either, man. Of course it's not. Of course it won't. That's why they had tanks in front of fucking banks, right? Like, who wants to go through that? If you've ever been on welfare, right? If anybody you've ever heard is like, yeah, the government needs to do this. If you've ever been on welfare, you realize just how much the government fucks shit up and how much it costs the individuals. You're better off not leaning on them as often as possible, right? Not as an individual. Maybe your state, hey, you get a fucking flood like New Orleans, and then the government drops in a bunch of money and helps out and shit like that. But what happens then? A bunch of the shit just sat in warehouses. So even when they try to do good, they still fuck shit up, right? Yeah.
Has this train gone as far as it can go?
No. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, has the corruption reached to a level where they can't backtrack? I mean, they're all fucking set in their ways because they can't backtrack or they're exposed. Right? Pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
You can't get to that level unless you have money from corporation. It's just a fact. You can't run unless you got money. Yeah. Sorry, you can't. It's the only fucking thing. It's not the way it should be, but that's how it is.
Well, it wasn't set up to be that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't set up for...
Oh, you want money to run? Favor in the future. That's how it fucking goes. And if you don't think that's the way it goes, you're fucking ignorant. And that's how it goes. Even Biden said it throughout the years. Well, you're gonna have to do a fucking favor in the future. He said it on the fucking stage. Not to mention he's a fucking liar and plagiarizer. But that's not even the fucking beginning of it. And he sniffs children, and he's got smooth legs and all that shit. Whatever the fuck. But
he got hairy smooth legs.
Good God, that fool's almost dead. Jesus Christ. And then oh my God.
Bro, I don't remember Reagan doing the type of shit he's doing when Reagan had Alzheimer's when he was in the office.
Dude, what scares me is the game they're playing like we're stupid. Like he's not fucking dead. Like they don't jack him up with all the pills in the world to keep him alive.
What else are they going to do? What did the Republicans do? This is the exact same scenario. This is what gets me. Like I said, the fucking younger kids today that think the old motherfuckers don't know shit because they don't agree with them. Well, sorry, kids. We've lived through all of this shit before. I've lived through a president that had a mental fucking, a degenerative mental disorder that took him out of office. fucking Reagan. And was the GOP, were the Republicans saying, oh, no, we gotta take him out of office, he's all fuckered up? No, they were hiding that shit, right? And then the Democrats were like, they were doing the same shit that the fucking Republicans are doing now. Oh my God, this is fucked up. Why are you having this guy in there? You need to look at him. He's fucked up, man. What are you doing? This is disgraceful what you're doing to this man. Same arguments. It's the same arguments. The arguments that the left is making, that some people on the left are making for censorship now, is the same arguments that some motherfuckers, the religious right, was making about censorship back then. And the shit that the fucking right, the center right, is saying now was the same shit that the left en masse was saying to the religious right. They're using the same arguments. They're just arguing against their old positions. All of them, all the time, right? I'm old enough to have seen this in my lifetime. Reagan went through this same shit. And the GOP did the same thing that the Democrats are doing with Biden. Right? And it got so bad that Reagan he couldn't even talk, right? That they were saying that Nancy was running the country. And the Democrats was like, you can't be doing this. It's the same shit. This is fucking history repeating itself, right? And that's why I'm not mad at the Democrats for doing what they're doing, because the Republicans did it, right? And if you're a Republican and you're like, these fucking Democrats, okay, well, don't be a fucking hypocrite, because Republicans did it back then, man.
It's not the one side or the other. It's just like, I don't understand how the ship keeps sailing when this is what's going on.
We elect old people to office. What the fuck do you think was going to happen?
Yeah, but like, and then all this is going on, and then you think, oh, China and Russia, and but see, that's a whole nother thing, that aspect that people are sleeping on, dude. They are sleeping on them two countries, bro. I'm sorry, they are. They think China ain't shit. They think Russia ain't shit, and they think, bro.
Yeah, people that think like that get their daddies or their boyfriends beat up.
To not be terrified, I literally think right now China is just licking their lips, bro. And to think that to think that anyone in this country thinks that we're tough guys to China, you're fucking tripping. They make all our shit, okay? That's like calling your drug dealer a cocksucker. Okay, no more drugs for you, okay? I mean, come on, dude. I mean, what, you don't want a towel to wipe your ass in the morning? You don't want fucking everything else? You don't want your car? I mean, you don't want your iPhone, because it all comes from there.
Okay, so, but which party is fucking with China?
No, I'm just saying this whole we're the tough guys, but acting like we're gonna be tough to China, but they make all our shit. I don't know that whole game that's being played. Like, bro, we're getting ships and ships of shit from China, and you're acting like we're being tough. We're gonna stand up to China. Who? Okay. They make our shit.
Dude, I promise you. When China sees Biden talking like that to the American people.
It's any president.
Yeah,
it's like
any of them. Trump, any of them. When China sees a president, a sitting president, talking like that to the American people, he knows what's going on. He knows it's propaganda. Right? If anything.
Again, we come to how far does this fucking ship fucking sail?
Well, because they do it out there too. Right? Right? They're not in a different boat than we are when it comes to propaganda, right? They're really not. Whether it's more or less, it still ran off of propaganda, right? The fact that we couldn't get masks during the COVID epidemic when it first hit, because they all came from China, would let you, and Biden knew that, right? Trump knew that. We didn't have masks. We didn't have a bunch of shit, because we don't make our own shit. We buy it from other countries, and then we let them make money off of us buying shit from them. So there's no way he's thinking, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we cut everything off from these people, right? By going to war with them. That'll work. Bro, that was one aspect. It was one thing. A specific kind of medical supply. They didn't cut all of them off. A specific kind of medical supply. They cut one specific kind off, and we ran out here. We had a fucking panic, right? We don't just get masks from them just in the medical field. We get all kinds of shit from China, from the medical field. Like a lot of shit. They cut one off, and everybody was running in the streets. Oh, what are we gonna do? Toilet paper.
No toilet paper, dude.
Bro, there's no way that he doesn't know that nobody wants, the president of either country wants to war with the other. There's no way they don't know that. And there's no way that the other president, when what's his name in China starts talking shit about America, you don't think the sitting president, whoever it is, whether it's Trump or Obama or Biden or Bush, whoever, that they aren't going, oh yeah, he's got to tell his people shit too.
Cool. So they're all at Bohemian Grove, chilling, kicking it, burning a owl effigy, all that shit.
Yeah, that's why Hillary Clinton can go
so
talk to the Russian president after spending how many years calling them the bad guys? And then she can just go over there? Why do you think that can even happen in real life? If all that shit talking got to his ears and he was like, hey, that woman's talking shit, and didn't understand the game being played. Explain that one. Make that make sense.
Okay, so here we go again. So where does this all lead?
Bro.
Because it's all fucked. So where does it all lead, dude?
I don't know.
And it's more fucked today than it is back then. You know it. So.
Yeah.
And we're due for a nice little war. So what do we do?
Maybe
and war's good for business.
Maybe it does end up with the Great Reset, and we'll own nothing and be happy.
Yeah. What's up with that whole world forum economic bullshit with Charles? Whatever. What's up with that shit, dude?
Well, even China found out you need to give property rights, otherwise the country goes broke. That's why they gave that back. They took it away, and they took it away for a long time, and everybody was just miserable and broke and wouldn't go to work, and that's how you generate. Is this shit
gonna be like Elysium?
Yeah.
I hope we have that gear too. That'd be dope. I'll get that shit strapped to me right now. Fuck up some robots. That's a dope movie, dude.
It is a dope movie.
I think I took my first dab when I watched that movie.
Oh, that'll make anything dope.
Yeah, it was really sick.
Dude, I love playing VR on weed.
Do you?
Fuck yeah.
I feel like I have to plan to play.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta be in it because I gotta be. It's like anything else. I'm not gonna go smoke weed and drink a bunch of beers before I go fight some zombies. You know what I'm saying, in real life. And so I need to be in it, bro, and in the zone. And when I'm trying to wear goggles and my vision's a little distorted, it's not great, you know? So it's just the whole deal. I like to be, I'll still, still fuck around, but it's not ideal, man. It needs to be more seamless.
Bro, the weed puts me there, right? I hit the weed, and then I might have to mix another.
I think it's because I have to do too much.
Oh, yeah, you got to go through a whole process.
Yeah, and I got to keep doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And all that shit.
Oh. But if I don't, I'm playing the game, and it's like I'm playing a game. But when I smoke a little bit, it's like I'm in a cartoon world. It's pretty fucking dope.
We'll have to figure out the whole. I think I'll have to hook up. I have to find the link or by the cord. That's the link that hooks up the Quest to the computer.
Oh yeah,
I think if I do that, then I could make that VR podcast thing possibly work. Because you and me, we could whatever the room we're in real life, we could set a chair in there or whatever and chill in it, and then we could go to Horizon Worlds or something like that, and just chill in any world.
Yeah.
And fucking discuss shit and chill, VR golf, fucking Top Golf, whatever the fuck it is, bro. And kick it and then discuss shit. As long as I can get the shots, it's fine. I should be able to record it, you know? And that would be kind of cool. Interesting.
Dude, one of my favorite VR experiences was when I showed up in your little VR house and freaked you out, bro. That shit. And whenever I tell the story, because I've told it, it fucking cracks me up. You've got the controllers in your hands, right? the game recognizes all of these motions.
Yeah.
Right? And so when I was like, hey, your
Yeah.
house is just like mine,
Yeah.
and you turn around, I saw what your hands were doing. They
Yeah.
were like this.
Yeah.
And it cracked me up so bad, bro.
Yeah. So, all right. So you think that's cool? Did you listen to the Joe Rogan Mark Zuckerberg episode?
No, I caught some of the highlight where the FBI paid.
Oh, okay,
told
not
him
the
to-
political shit. The VR shit. Okay, well, I'm done with the political shit for now. I get too pissed off. But anyways, I think the end of the world, man. But so I guess the new Oculus is coming out in October.
Yeah.
For that, and number 2, Joe Rogan got to try it, and
Did he really?
yeah, so because he brought it to a studio before they went on air.
Oh, shut
And he was talking about the avatar situation. The avatar situation now recognizes your eye movement and your facial gestures.
Shut up.
So now your avatar, he said his avatar at the moment was an alien. And
No,
the
yeah.
thing he was doing, the alien was mimicking his eye movement and facial features. So now when we're in VR and talking, you'll know if I'm looking at your dick or whatever. Because it's going to track your eye. It's got eye tracking now. And somehow it sees what your face is doing and mimics that to your avatar.
I still think porn is going to drive that
step.
tech.
I don't give a fuck about the tech. I want to go fucking the Matrix. Okay.
Yeah, and
Trying to be Neo
the
in
tech
this
to
bitch.
get all Neo in the Matrix, that's the tech I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and I
that's-
think it's going to come from porn before
No.
it comes from anywhere else.
Neuralink.
Yeah, and I think porn is going to drive that. Here's why I think porn is going to drive that. Here's why I think that. Would you rather play a game in VR like Onward or Contractors or whatever, where you're running around shooting people and you can feel the gunshots in you, and you can feel the recoil of the rifle, or would you rather put a little fucking motion sock on your junk and sit there and have, I don't know, whatever, Mariah Carey or Pamela Anderson, whoever, right, like doing stuff to you in VR? Which would you rather pay for? If you had to pay for one, which would you rather pay for?
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think the porn tech will drive it. Look, they've got haptic gloves, right? $300 a piece. They're not flying off the shelf, but I bet you if you had a VR knobber that would move up and down at the pace of whatever girl's head was moving up and down on you, or hand or whatever, simulated whatever was happening in VR to your junk, simulated that, bet you that will sell more than those haptic gloves will. I bet you they'll sell more than the haptic gloves and the fucking vest put together. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, and then if you can increase that to full body, who's going to buy that? The type of people that are fucking buying these sex dolls, only more of them, because now I don't have to have a weird ass sex doll in my house. I can just have VR, put on a suit, and then, you know, have a whole thing happen. Don't have to buy a weird fucking robot doll. It's weird.
I'm trying to play Grand Theft Auto, bro. That's it.
Yeah, are you really going to play Grand Theft Auto with a haptic vest on and shit like that, where you like feel the gunshots?
You get to fuck the hookers.
Well, if you had one of those fucking robot socks, then bam.
Nah, but they're already gonna. What is it? Vice City?
Yeah.
Is that what's coming? No. Or is it San Andreas?
No,
Which
it's a
one's
new
coming?
one.
Which one's coming to Quest?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I don't remember. I heard about
Because
that.
Zuckerberg talked about it at the whole Meta fucking release. He's the one that talked about. I don't know if it was San Andreas or Vice City, one of the two, but I think San Andreas. VR, bro.
Yeah. That's going to be dope.
GTA and VR.
That's going to be dope.
That's life in VR. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the full experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to check that out. I got tired of Resident Evil and The Walking Dead. Onward's still fun. Um, I beat these games. I beat them.
I need another Walking Dead type thing, but a different type of deal. Not
You didn't do Resident Evil? Resident Evil's dope.
Don't oxygen. I'm like, oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, but then the end monsters are dope.
I don't like it. Anyways, yeah, it's stupid. But I like the Walking Dead. I like that.
It was dope.
That one.
Did you do the pack?
The Retribution. I don't know if I finished it. I know I started it.
Oh yeah, I did. I did the
not
extender
100%.
pack.
I did Vader episode 1. I did Galaxy's Edge.
Did you have the black light flashlight?
Yes.
Okay,
that's the one
that's
where
the
you're seeing
extender
the shit
pack.
in the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't finish it.
Okay.
Smoking weed in there, you motherfucker. What's the matter with you? No. I got this. That's for sailors, baby. Getting that on me. There
Oh
goes
man.
Evan upcharge.
Oh, bro, you weren't here. One of the things that I did when I said I was in my downward spiral and I had to cut everything off, was I got the office called on me, dude. We smoked the place out so bad. When you open the door, it was so you know where the elevator is, right?
Yeah.
On the second floor, there's those 2 rooms. They're like in the elevator lobby. I was the one right next to the elevator, and right. So whenever you open my door, it just went right down the air shaft.
Why did you smoke that in here, you idiot?
No, dude, no. There was the AC unit, just like here, is right by the window, and so the breeze was coming in. It was blowing all the weed to that end, and then the AC was on. It was blowing all the weed to that end. So as soon as you open the door, it would just billow out. Right? It was all concentrated over there, but then it was right by the elevator shaft, and so it would suck down into the shaft and just ebb out on the 3rd and 1st floor. And it got so bad they smelt it at the office, and they fucking came up and they hit up John Allen, who was living right next door at the time. He had his door open. They're like, "Is that you?" Because I think it's them. Pointing to here. I wasn't gonna open the door because then it would all just billow out. Right. So I was like, "Fuck!" And they're like,
Damn.
"Well, it's really bad, and you gotta tell them to stop." Then they sprayed some fragrance in the air and fucking bounced. And so I had to go talk to him, so I went down there. We were leaving too, and I was thinking about sneaking out the back door, but that's some punk ass shit. I'm an adult, right? So I went down there and I talked to the lady. I was like, "Hey, that was me. Sorry about that. I didn't think California. I thought that was the vibe here, man, but I see that I was wrong." And they're like, "Nah, you're cool." No, she was totally awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was so bad.
You knucklehead, bro.
You could, hey, honestly, from the 2nd floor, you could smell it at the 1st floor by the pool. You couldn't smell it in the pool because of chlorine, but you could smell it by the door for the pool. It hit the elevator shaft and just ebbed through the whole fucking place, bro.
I know I wanted to hit that shit tonight, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be too late, bro. We gotta get up early tomorrow. I mean,
Yo, Honky, that's the same time I get up every day.
what time?
3?
Every day, no matter what.
No, it's my alarm is set.
So wait, you got up 3 hours? I mean,
Where's my clock?
but why?
Clock.
Because that's usually some dumb shit that I would do. So why?
Oh,
I'm trying to figure out
all
why.
alarms are off.
That's usually some dumb shit I would do. So why would you
So
do that?
normally I get up early, and I take my dog for a walk,
Mm-hmm.
and then I make my lunch for work, and then I make breakfast, and I eat breakfast,
Yeah, see me, I need to wake
and I
up.
shower. I shower in the morning.
Yeah, who doesn't? A lot of these fucking knuckleheads.
Nah, bro, that dude we were working with today did not shower.
Really?
Didn't smell like it. That motherfucker smelled like doo doo.
Well, I'm kind of weird about the whole shower thing, man. Like,
Man.
Especially, it's weird. Like, so I'll take a shower in the morning. On days that I go to the gym, I'm not a lazy bitch. I'll come home after work, shower, then go to the gym. Come
And
home,
shower again after.
shower. Yeah, so that's 3 showers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to smell like construction at the gym.
No.
And then when I get home from the gym, I don't want to smell like gym and sweaty balls. So,
Yeah.
3 showers, dude. And I don't want to be booger-eyed, out of bed, fucking, Hey, dude, you're not. That's 8 hours, give or take a few hours of not taking a shower, and then you add work on top of that. That's almost a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
And you sweat when you're asleep.
You don't give a fuck, nasty motherfuckers around here, bro. Take a shower, wash your ass. It's a fucking 2022, goddammit.
Hey, when I met Forrest Griffin for the first time, I was
Stinky?
Yeah. So we were working 10-hour days at the Wynn, right? And I had just signed up for Randy Couture's Extreme Couture gym right across from the shop. And it was first day ever in an MMA gym, right? So I go in there straight from work. Work boots on, feet smelling, balls smelling, butt smelling, right? And so I go into the bathroom, or I go into the changing room, and I got some of the gear that they told me to get, and I go to get changed out. But I figured there's no point in showering because I'm going to get all sweaty. But I didn't want to stink. So I put products on, right? I put new deodorant on. I put powder on my feet. I put powder in my trunks, in my rash guard, because I have one of those cups in a rash guard, right? So I put my cup in, and then I put some powder down there, and I put powder on my feet, and the place is lit up with my powder. And Forrest Griffin walks in there, and he goes, "Is that you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't shower." He just left. That was how I met him. He didn't crack a smile or nothing. He looked pissed.
That's nice.
That's my Forrest Griffin story. I didn't want my feet to stink on the mats.
I met all kinds of boxers, dude. Where's that lighter? I met Andre Ward.
Nice.
Yeah, he was training at our gym for one of his fights, one of his later fights. And he had a closed gym session, and before I left for the night, my trainer's wife's like, "Want to meet Andre Ward?" I was like, "Fuck yeah." So, 'cause he was undefeated. I don't know, did he go undefeated his whole career? At that time he was, I know that. And yeah, it was cool, man. Met him. But my favorite boxer of all time is always Roy Jones Jr.
That was my ex-wife's too.
Dude, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Dude, Roy Jones that was the shit, dude, back in the day.
Yeah.
First boxer to be. I feel like he was the first. I could be wrong. Was he the first athlete outside of basketball to be sponsored by Jordan?
By Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
I
They
didn't know
actually
he
have Jordan shoes and all that shit.
Oh.
Remember, he was the first one to
Like
be rocking.
sponsored by
his
Nike.
Roy Jones. Huh? No. Jordan separate. Jordan separate brand, brother. Air Jordans.
I thought Air
His
Jordans.
fucking shoes had Jordans on them, dude. I'm telling you. I can show you. I bought the shoes. I bought from when I was boxing. I used to have Roy Jones shoes. They were Jordans.
Shit.
They were Jordans.
I didn't know Air Jordans were a separate brand. I thought they
It
were
was
all
at
Nikes.
first, but I think it turned into I think I'm gonna have to fact check that before I start getting destroyed by someone who listens to this. But I kind of think, I think Air Jordan. It's like a part of it, but it's its own thing. I think that's why there's not a Nike sign on Jordans. I really think
Really
so.
hunky.
I really don't think there's a Nike sign on Jordans.
No, you think I wanted the cap?
Oh.
I'm trying to like this, you motherfucker.
Here, bro.
Throw this away since you want to so bad.
Really honky. I'm like, really, dude?
Watch, dude. I need to double check that before I become a fucking idiot. Let me see. Air Jordan.
This honky really threw his
separate.
trash at me.
Brick Company. Then Nike.
That Buffalo Trace is pretty good, though,
I'm
man.
telling you, bro.
I do like it. Is it?
Okay, it's a line by Nike, but I think it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like just Nikes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, it's his line, but it is
Yeah.
it is a product of Nike. But does he have control over it? Can he make his own kind of Nike of Air Jordans?
Who?
Or Jordan? Whoever has control over the Air Jordan.
I don't know how that goes. I
don't
think that
either.
takes a deep dive. I don't know even if it's. I don't even know if it's in his control anymore. To be honest with you,
Right.
he probably sold it.
Dude,
But,
do you remember when they killed his dad?
I watched that whole documentary series. Did you?
No, I didn't watch it. I just remember on the news.
What was it
Why
called?
the fuck would somebody kill Michael Jordan? I've never
No,
watched
I know
a
the
basketball
story.
game.
Okay, check this out. You watch this documentary, you're gonna think you're gonna want to play basketball. I promise you. It's called The Last Dance. It's on Netflix, I think. And it just recently came out, and it's this crazy, like, I think in between 6 to 8 episodes. Each episode is an hour. In-depth personal home videos of that Bulls team from all the championship years. With
Larry Bird, all of them.
all that shit.
Okay.
Championship years. And the dude who's making the documentary is interviewing Michael Jordan and all that the whole time too. So it's a whole you should check it out, bro. It's really good. It's called The Last Dance. It's on Netflix. You'll love it. But that's it shows a little insight to the that Bulls team, Pippen, Rodman, Jordan, all that whole era, and then all the shit they went through all those years and all that shit.
Did they have? I didn't know any. Like, I still don't know anything about basketball, but everybody knew the Bulls.
Mhm.
Everybody fucking knew them.
You watch that, you'll see why.
Well, I mean,
I know we lived during it, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying
I was
when
gonna
you see
say.
that you forget. You forget. I mean,
well,
even
plus
though
that
we know
wasn't
you
my
forget.
scene,
Right,
right?
but
Like,
this will give you a it'll give you a what's the word a respect.
okay,
It really does. It made me like there's a part of it that even had me like tearing up in it because there's some emotional parts in it, but it's a really well done documentary and there's lots of interviews like. You know how in all these new documentaries it shows them like present day doing the interviews and shit. So like he's a part of the dude making the documentary is the guy interviewing Michael Jordan and all that shit. In
Oh,
there.
shit.
So it's like it's like a recent like sanctioned by Jordan and all that shit. And all those guys are all interviewed like a 30 for 30 almost thing.
okay.
Yeah, it's really good, dude.
There was a show on MTV where they had that. He would do like 1 hour documentaries, and each one was like a standalone documentary. I forget the name of it, and they did a few of them, but one of them was about MMA, and they had the fighter on there, and dude, it was fucking dope. I can't remember what the name of it was. He made little fucking 1 hour documentaries for MTV, but that one right there was probably one of my favorites, and I believe it was about oh man, I forgot his name. The dude that did that kick where he ran Anthony Pettis, where he ran off the cage, jumped off, and kicked Ben Henderson in the face and knocked him out for the title in the last few seconds of the fight he was gonna lose, and he got the title. It was about him. And in the beginning of his career, he had some fucking hiccups. And this was right at that point where he was trying to change that around. And he lost a couple fights, and he was getting ready to get dropped from this organization. So instead of moving up, he's moving down. He's already near the bottom, right? And it was the first time his mom was at the fights. and they had this whole build up. When he's not fighting, he's coaching kids, and yeah, it was. I don't want to give any spoilers because it was fucking. It was good. It was powerful and all that. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it. When I had my competitions, I didn't have any of that drama. Like there was cool stories that happened and it was fucking awesome, but the way that they presented it, like the behind the scenes for Anthony Pettis in that, the way they presented it, I don't think there's no way that could be the reality of it. Or maybe you lose the story and the minutia and you gotta exit out a bunch of information and whittle the story down to that. It's gotta be diluted because I don't think anything seemed as compelling as that. But I know like that's not how it really was. But watching it, you're like, fuck. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's got to be something behind that. This is why I shouldn't smoke weed on camera.
No, it's good because I was just thinking about some crazy shit, but I didn't want to discuss it because it'll take us into another 3 hours of talking.
What time is it? Where are we sitting at?
Hour and a half.
I mean, that's pretty good. Let's smoke some wax.
I know. We haven't even discussed being in fucking Sacramento right now or any of that shit. We'll discuss that next time. But we'll down that road. But it's all good, dude. We've been out of it for a while, so we're getting back in the game.
Bro, I thought this was a dope cast.
No, it's cool. I always feel this way.
I feel better when you talk more.
Yeah, but I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything loaded in the gun today.
So what?
Because I didn't have any. I didn't have any fucking ammunition today.
No, you had great shit.
Discuss.
Dude, I thought the way you brought out a lot of the topics was fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
We didn't have nothing in the gun. We fucking off the cuff this whole thing.
Yeah, which is fine. Which I like it to be more. I mean, it'd be good to have. You know, I like to. You ever listen to Lex Friedman?
Yeah.
He's a good one to listen to too. That's another fascinating motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He seems like a dude. He wears fucking Quentin Tarantino outfit all the fucking time.
Every time.
And then
black and white.
Just jiu-jitsu black belt. Fucking crazy fucking smart AI whatever guy. I don't know. I admire people like that, man, who are like disciplined individuals, man.
You know, the first thing that I remember Rogan ever saying, I know I heard him before, but there was something that Joe Rogan said.
He talks like me too, which is funny. Very monotone and very slow.
Yeah. It sounds like you're planning each word.
Yeah, like yes.
No. Like every word is diligently picked.
I just wish on my end it would come out a little bit better. But it comes with time. I need to read more. That's my problem.
No, just do the same thing he did. This is this of all the quotes, this was the oldest one of his that I remember, and it's probably the only one of his I remember. I might have a couple other ones. But he said, I'm not a smart guy, but I get to talk to really smart people. Yeah. And I ask them questions, and then when they answer them, that's the answer I give when people ask me those questions. Yeah. I'm just repeating the shit that really smart people say. And, you know, that was when I was coming out of Christianity, right? My young earth creationism days, right? Extreme Christianity. And I felt dumb for saying a lot of the shit. Like, there was a global flood, 4,400 years ago, and the entire universe is no more than 10,000 years old. And I felt embarrassed for saying that shit because it's so obviously not. There could be the exact God of the Bible, but that was just an analogy, right? Like, I'm not saying the God of the Bible doesn't exist, but obviously it's older. This shit happened a lot longer in the past than 10,000 years, right? 6,600 according to Saint Augustine or whatever. And so when he said that, I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. But I kept trying to learn so I didn't have to just repeat the things that people said, because what I figured out I was doing was I was just learning trivia. I didn't really know, I didn't understand the things. I just had some fucking quotes in the bag. And that's not knowing anything either. So that's when I would, when I needed to understand something, I would stay on that for weeks and weeks and weeks. Just, I learned an overview. Then I would, start learning some specifics. And then I start walking through start to finish how the process is. And then whoever was the main innovators in that, and learning the shit that they did, because it was great to repeat what smart people said, because then you're less likely to say something stupid unless somebody asks a follow-up question. Right? Or why is that? And then you're like, well, this guy said it, and this guy is really smart. Right? And so it was important to have an understanding of the things that I wanted to say smart people said. And because it was stupid what I was saying, but I was doing the exact same thing, saying the not stupid things. I was just repeating the things that I had learned, but I didn't learn the things that I was repeating.
This will go down another hole, and we can stop. But I'm just saying, like, what is the benefit? Like, doesn't everyone want to know the truth?
No.
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 Like, no one wants to know. No one wants to. Like, okay, this is the truth. Cool, we could build off that now. No one wants to know the truth. Like, I mean,
So,
how do you function if you don't have some sort of truth in your heart about what life's about? You know what I'm saying?
So here's why I say no to that question. Everybody
truth's
wants to know
that
the
weird
truth.
Word,
Well, no, because these are absolute. So when you say everybody, that means there's.
I just don't like that. I don't like that your truth and his truth thing.
Right.
That's what I mean by the weird.
No. So I'm just breaking down the way I understand it and why I say no. Right. So you said, does everybody want to know? So when you say does everybody, that means 100% of the population. Right. Do they want to know the truth?
Or can I say the majority?
Well, because even then,
that could be
it
51-49. That could be 51-49. So that's a big population of dogs.
No, it depends on when you catch them. So I still look into this religion thing, because I would like to believe that when I die, I get to see my daughter and my dad again, right? I want. And my aunts, right? Like, I want to say that's a thing that's going to happen. And it's not going to take a whole lot to get me there. And there's some people that they won't not believe that. You can't tell them that whoever loved one that they've lost, that they're never going to see that person again.
What if it's better?
No, but they're not going to. It doesn't matter, because you can't convince them that it's better. And they have a really good argument.
Well, not better that you're not going to see them, but what if when you die and you transition into whatever is after, either is nothingness or or whatever.
Yeah, whatever
that is because now that you've shed this...
You're more
foil. That now you've transitioned into what is better. You know what I'm saying? And then you come to a realization, whatever happens to consciousness at that time, and you're like, oh, just like that feeling you get when you take hallucinogens or whatever, and you get to that, I understand it all feeling. That.
I'm gonna get that when we have that wax.
I mean, have you been there?
No, yeah.
Have you done the ego death and all that shit and you never been through that, huh?
Not the ego death. I don't know specifically what you mean by that.
On mushrooms, where you take at least an eighth. For me, it's an eighth, and
I've never taken a full eighth. Really? I thought that was too much.
No, because in a way, not that you lose control, but if you're dealing with shit, you're gonna deal with that shit. And it can be,
I don't want none of that.
I know. But at the end of it, once you get through it, is sublime.
Okay.
It's called the ego death. It's when you got this built up shit because of your ego for all this time, that once you enter this hallucinogen world, that shit gets head on destroyed, bro.
See,
and
that
you're
frightens
holding
me.
on to it,
Yeah.
and it's taking you down this path. But once you finally proceed through it, it's enlightenment almost in a way, which is kind of weird that I'm talking about this right now because I have my beliefs, you know how I feel.
Yeah.
But I've been through it, so I understand.
So you've been in that.
Which is why I haven't wanted to do it lately, because I think I'll go through another.
But what's wrong with that? That sounds terrifying to me.
It is terrifying, but it's because I'm too much of a pussy right now. But on the other side is sweetness.
Oh no, I will.
Because
absolutely.
after you go through an ego death, it's hard to explain because there's a lot to it. But and everyone's different. But especially after an ego death, especially if you're in a good spot, too, one of your next times of showing will just all be joyous. But I think you got some shit to deal with, so
yeah, it would be bad. That sounds terrifying to me.
Maybe, or it brings you into, because there's a point in every trip that I've taken that I have said, I understand it all, man. And like literally, there's a weird part of that, and I don't know if it's because you see everything's connected,
Or you're just high as fuck.
maybe.
Well,
But, dude,
maybe you did take a hallucinogenic.
Maybe that comes from the earth. That is
Yeah,
probably,
heroin comes from the earth.
Yeah, maybe.
Bro.
Yeah, but the
Bro,
heroin.
it comes from the
you
earth
don't-
as much as soup
You don't
does.
just pick up the heroin and smoke it.
No, but you take it, you chew on it.
Okay.
Do that with coke leaves.
Okay, but this fucker, it comes right underneath some horse shit. You fucking eat that
Where do
shit.
you think arsenic and fucking
Did you listen to me, bro? God damn it.
and radioactive metals come from? They
Yeah.
come from they're on the beach. They just wash up there.
I'm gonna fucking dose you with some sketty and some mushrooms.
Yeah, I am not in the headspace to take that.
I
shit.
think I'm giving it a bad rap, but it's
No,
just
no,
because
it's just my headspace right now is not anything where I
exactly,
want to
and that's kind of why I haven't either. But
Dude, I still haven't cried over my daughter's death. I bury that. I stuff it down.
yeah, well, is that worse than crying over everything right now?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
it's fucking me up pretty bad.
Yeah, well, tell me. I still haven't figured out what the fuck I'm dealing with right now. The too emotional aspect too. I cry about dumb shit. Now, not like cry, but like if I'm
I know
watching.
it's got me off guard a couple times.
You've seen it firsthand,
Yeah.
and I don't know what that is, and it's weird, and it's been recent. I don't know if it's because of this journey I've been on and the way I look at shit. So things hit me different, you know, because I look at things deeper now. Maybe I don't want to say that because I want to sound like an
'cause I
asshole.
look at things
I don't want
deep.
to sound like an asshole, but I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Dude, I push all that down.
I hear that.
I push it all down.
But
Whenever
that
I
was
get mad, I push it.
that whole thing was over the experience with your dog.
Yeah,
You see where I'm coming from?
it could be. What was that? Remember that time we filmed me trying that shit with you?
Yeah, but
What
you
was
had a
that stuff?
similar experience, salvia.
Yeah, and I went to a place, and I remember it exactly. I was in the chair, in your couch, and when I sat back, the couch flipped back, and I fell into an alternate universe, and I ended up having a really dope life, and I had a big ass house and a white picket fence, and I had a yard. It was like in the like the ideal, 60s home, cul-de-sac, the whole thing. I had a beautiful wife, and then I got sucked out of it, and I remember going, wait, no, I finally didn't fuck it up, and then it sucked.
We should go on an ayahuasca journey, dude.
My bad.
Poop and throw up everywhere.
That sounds like horrible times.
Yeah, but another enlightenment. I'm telling you, bro, that's what they say. A lot of fucking, I don't know, bro. I think it's good. It's just, no, I feel you about the whole not going through it because my dumb ass don't want to go through it right now.
Bro,
And I've been through it, and I've been through it since after dealing with all my shit.
Bro, I don't even know what's in the deep waters anymore. Being my childhood, my mother not hating me so much that she's never met any of my kids. Like, bro, I don't want to see what's in those deep waters. Some shit is best left dead. Haven't you seen Pet Cemetery?
until it's a hindrance, and then you're
like it's been like I miss my family,
and it is a natural. It because I think sometimes military and shit will do it too.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you go through, as long as you have a chaperone, someone who is
Your shirka.
no, you just have someone with you who's done it many times and
Yeah,
just
that's
kicks
a
it with
Sherpa.
you.
They
Just,
walk you through it.
yeah,
They've
they just
been
kick
there.
it.
They're
They just
guide.
kick it with you, bro.
Yeah.
Just kick it with
I
you.
said
and
shirka like I
all
never
they say
saw.
is, "No, bro, you're good." They just keep you in the right headspace,
Nice.
and then just when you're dealing with it, they just stay with you.
Nah, I don't.
But
wanna
after you get through that, which is a hard thing to, I mean, a lot of people don't realize they're gonna go through it. That's why I warned you.
yeah, I don't want.
But
to I would.
if you're dealing
that
with
sounded
shit
horrible.
in your head, they come up,
Nah, I don't want to deal with it.
and but you get through it, which is the crazy thing. Every time.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
It sounds like absolutely nothing.
But I
want to
mean,
do.
it is an alternative when you want to go down that road.
No, I'm not in a space where I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I
That
didn't
sounds
say
like
right now.
fucking
I'm just
horrible.
saying that
No, I don't think I ever want to go through it.
10-4.
I don't ever want to do that, bro. That sounds like horrible shit. That's like a high where you just have anal seepage and fucking.
I guess
and
what I'm
stomach
trying to
cramps.
say. I guess what I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is that at the end of it, it gives you a sense of peace of what's going on in the world,
Yeah, I would rather not have that and
or
not,
more
and
of an
not go
understanding.
through there.
Because you get kind of an understanding, like, oh, I understand.
No, if I got to go through that to get there, I don't want it. I'll go without.
But what if the sweet is way better than the sour?
I won't know.
What if what comes out on the other side is way better than the trenches?
Yeah, well, I won't know. Yeah.
10-4. I mean, I'm not gonna fight you on that. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just giving you the info. That's it.
I'm not in a space where
Just
that's
giving you
even.
the info.
Have you seen somebody that has rabies?
I've seen a fox on it.
You haven't seen a person? You can
A
Google
person
that
on
shit.
rabies?
Yeah, you can.
Is it
Google
like a
that shit.
zombie?
No. So one of the things is you get hydrophobic, right? The reason why their mouth is foaming like that is because it's dried out, but they can't swallow anything. The idea of drinking water, no matter how it's been days, and their mouth is dried out, their lips are cracking, they're dehydrated. They want water, but they can't make themselves. Thank you, sir. they can't make themselves drink it, and if they get it in their mouth, they spit it out. Right? It's because the virus is attacking their brain, and this is an aspect of it, and it shows itself in these ways: the foamy mouth and the inability to drink any fluids. That's how it presents, but it starts in the brain. And right now I'm in that spot, right? In my head, where I'm at, there's certain things when they come up, and I lose the ability to enact the labor to do whatever it is, or even the desire, right? It becomes caustic to my sensibilities. It's a weird. It's hard to explain because I know it's in my head, but it seems like it's not. It's weird. And I don't know what's behind all that, but I don't think I want to see either. I think I just need to figure out how to mitigate the effects of all of that so that I can be around my family and shit again. And that should be fine, right? Like with ADD, you can't get rid of it, so you mitigate the effects of it. You learn how to use it or deal with it, whatever it is, wherever your level of ADHD is. And I think that's where I want to take that. I don't know if it's an option, but I've got no plan B, so I'm running with that. I think I'll just learn how to deal with it in a way that doesn't affect how I want to live my life. And I think I'll do that before I deal with it. Maybe at some point in my life, I will be in a spot where I feel like I can address that, but right now is not that time. I'm not there, man.
I hear you.
Oh.
I hear you, man.
Yeah, we should smoke wax now.